Hello, friends. The famous author of bestsellers like Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, J.K. Rowling, once said in an interview, "It is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities." And she certainly knew what she was talking about. Before becoming a mega successful writer, she herself was at rock bottom. Today, I want to share with you a story that touched millions of hearts worldwide just a few years ago. It's a perfect example of how two people starting from the same place can end up on completely different paths based on the choices they make. This story is emotional, real, and deeply thought-provoking. So, stay with me till the end to discover how a single moment in life can change everything. It all began in 2015 in a courtroom in Miami, Florida. Judge Mindy Glazer was presiding over the case of a man arrested for theft. The defendant, Arthur Booth, had been apprehended just days earlier. Police officers caught him after a dramatic car chase. Arthur had been driving a car reported stolen after a robbery. He attempted to evade the police, but after crashing the car and fleeing on foot, he was quickly apprehended. The courtroom was silent as the trial proceeded. Judge Glazer, sitting in her usual spot, reviewed the case file. Across from her stood Arthur Booth, a man who had been in and out of prison multiple times. His expression was confident, almost defiant, as if to show that he had nothing to fear anymore. It seemed like a routine trial. The judge would give her verdict, and both would go their separate ways. Judge Glazer back to her life, and Arthur back to prison. But what happened next shocked everyone in the room. Judge Glazer suddenly asked Arthur a question that seemed completely unrelated to the case.
Did you go to Nautilus for middle school?
Oh my goodness.
Arthur's expression shifted. He stared at the judge, trying to make sense of her question. The people in the courtroom glanced at each other in confusion. Arthur squinted, studying her face closely. Then he whispered, "Oh my God, this can't be. My God, I'm so embarrassed." Tears streamed down Arthur's face as he repeated, "My God." This confident, hardened man broke down in front of everyone. As it turned out, Arthur had recognized Judge Glazer. More than 30 years earlier, they had been classmates at Nautilus Middle School. Judge Glazer, now sitting in front of him, was once just Mindy, the girl with a baby face who used to admire Arthur. Arthur's life hadn't always been this way. Back in the late 1970s, he was a brilliant student. He excelled in math and science, attended the prestigious Nautilus School after achieving outstanding grades, and even dreamed of becoming a neurosurgeon. Coming from a humble background, Arthur worked hard, learned Spanish on his own, and became an honorary student. He had a bright future ahead of him. Judge Glazer, remembering their school days, said with sadness, "This is the nicest kid in middle school. He was the best kid. I used to play football with him. I admired him. And now I look at him, and I don't understand how this could have happened." Arthur's life had taken a devastating turn. At 17, he became addicted to gambling. What began as harmless games turned into a destructive habit. With mounting debts, Arthur turned to drugs and fell into a life of crime. The promising young man with dreams of becoming a neurosurgeon had become a repeat offender, caught in a vicious cycle of addiction and incarceration. Judge Glazer's words pierced through the courtroom. "Look what happened to you, Arthur." She asked him if he realized the gravity of his actions. Arthur, now visibly shaken, admitted his guilt and agreed with the charges. But this emotional reunion ended on a harsh note. The judge set his bail at $43,000 or 1 year in jail. Before concluding, she spoke to him one last time. "Mr. Booth, I really hope you can turn your life around. It hurts me to see you here. I have the best memories of you. Just think about what I've told you. It's up to you to change your life. Good luck." Arthur's story didn't end there. Judge Glazer's words stayed with him, echoing in his mind. During his 10 months in prison, he began reading books and learning about business. Though he had lost his dream of becoming a surgeon, he decided to start fresh. When Arthur was released for good behavior, he sought out Judge Glazer. This time, it wasn't to stand trial, but to thank her. He promised her he would never return to his old ways. He quit gambling and drugs and voluntarily underwent treatment. Now, Arthur Booth is a successful manager at a pharmaceutical company. He lives in his own house, travels the world, and enjoys a life free from addiction. He remains in touch with Judge Glazer, forever grateful for her words that changed his life. As Arthur says, her words saved me. They made me realize I had to make the right choice. This story of two classmates shows us that our choices define who we become. No matter how far we fall, it's never too late to make the right decision and change our lives. What do you think? Do our choices shape us more than our abilities? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story inspired you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you soon.